Hello everyone, welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show, and right now I am feeling the Endgame vibes. I have a bunch of Endgame videos coming out right now because there's so many questions, sorry about the noise, you might not be able to hear it or not. I said it before, but you might not be able to hear it, so it might not even matter, but like there's a bunch of Endgame questions right now. Everyone's wondering stuff about Cap, things about Tony, what's the future, and I'm going to start answering them in a couple short videos. 5 to 10 minute videos that I'm gonna make. My first one I'm gonna do is on a topic that is already starting to, not debate or kind of not argument, but is starting to rap. Is why Bucky? Spoiler alert for Endgame. Big spoilers. Near the end of the movie, Captain America goes back in time and lives his life with Peggy, comes back, and he chooses the next Captain America, and he chooses Sam. He chooses Falcon to take his place. Now, granted, it's a weird thing because he's giving Falcon the shield, and perhaps Falcon will just embody Captain America and still keep the name Falcon and won't become literally Captain America. Who knows? We have to wait and see. It feels like that is giving the vibe that here Falcon, you become Captain America just like in the comics, but it could easily be that he's like, you need to carry this shield, you need to represent me, and you could still be Falcon. Who knows? There's a Falcon and Falcon and Winter Soldier show coming out next year, so we'll find out, how they decide to go in that direction. But a lot of debate on the internet right now, and this one's probably gonna be a short one because it's pretty simple for me. And a lot of debate is why not Bucky? There's a lot of people who feel bad about it, who have been, in love with Bucky and Steve's relationship. It feels like Bucky deserves that shield. Feels like Bucky deserves to be the next Captain America. And feel like Sam doesn't. And there's a whole bunch of debate about Sam just being a normal man. And they're like, oh, well, a normal man can't really use the shield to properly and whatnot. Yada, yada, yada. Everyone just, everyone just forgot that Black Widow kind of knows how to use the shield. That Hawkeye has used the shield effectively before in the comics as well. And he used it in the movie when he threw it to Cap. A normal person can use that shield, just not, the same degree as Captain America. So it's not fucking mind-blowing for a normal man to be able to use that shield. But in the movies, it makes perfect sense for Sam to become Captain America. First of all, let's just get the problematic stuff of Bucky out the way. Bucky, regardless of any mental mumbo-jumbo or whatever Hydra did to his mind, is an internationally known killer. And after Black Widow leaked all that shit out on the internet, everyone knows who he's killed. Bucky has killed important people. He killed Howard Stark. He killed Kennedy. His hands are drenched in blood. And although he went through that Wakandan, psychological thing to help him, get some of the Hydra, brainwashing, sleeper agent shit out of his head, Bucky is still recovering, man. Bucky, you have to remember, and it goes over a lot of people's heads because they're so in their feelings. Bucky hasn't had time to sit down and think for a while. I guess he did in Black Panther, when he was just chilling without his arm in Black Panther, doing farm shit, but then he immediately had to get in the battle and he immediately died. Bucky is still a recovering man at a time. He's got it worse than Cap. At least Cap had good people on the other side to meet him when he woke up. Bucky has been brainwashed and turned on and off again. And he remembers all of that shit. He remembers everything. One of my favorite lines from Civil War is, "I remember everything." Bucky is still going through the process. He is not stable enough. He's got way too much red tape. He's done way too much. He has way too much blood on his hands right now. And even though you can say that, oh, well, this could be a redemptive arc, it ain't the time for that. But Falcon, not only is he, he's a decorated, I think he was in the Army. I think he was either in the Army or the Air Force. I'm going to say Army. Not only is he a decorated, military man, he embodies everything Cap's about, which is standing up for the little man, which is, and then, him helping out those people in the VA. I mean, dude, Sam is what Cap could have been. Sam is how Cap is without the super soldier serum. And the fact of the matter is, Sam has been by Cap's side through thick and thin. He was by his side in Winter Soldier. He was by his side in Civil War. He was by his side in Infinity War. Sam was always ride or die. Sam was always behind Cap, And I think the line in Winter Soldier, "I do what he does, just slower," is very accurate. Sam follows Cap's philosophies to a T, to the point. I loved it. And even in Civil War is like, usually when people start shooting at you, the people who start shooting at you, you just start shooting at me too. And it's kind of just to say, I am behind you, Cap. The people who shoot at you, shoot at me. I got your back. And it felt like it was always kind of setting up to Sam becoming, because Sam looked so much up to Captain America. And I love because in the movie, it's a great send off when Sam's like, I don't know if I could, Sam's doubting himself. He's doubting, and I know that the Falcon Winter Soldier show is gonna be about Winter Soldier, like Falcon trying to feel like he deserves the shield. Because even now, at the end of the movie, maybe he doesn't feel like he deserves the shield. That's gonna be an interesting story to tell. Is Sam doesn't feel like he deserves the shield, and he's trying to feel like he does, but he just doesn't. So that's gonna be an interesting story to tell in their show that comes out next year. But that's why Cap chose Sam. Not only is Sam more clean, the worst thing Sam did was that whole Civil War thing, and that's kind of water under the bridge now, when half the people in the world were gone, where half the people who asked that were gone. It's like, what the fuck are we gonna do? Really, we don't really have time for that. Even in the movie, Black Widow kind of says half the governments are gone, like some of the governments are gone, and pieces of the governments are still in play. So there's no one to really enforce the Accords anymore. So they just kind of, it's a wrap. But Falcon's hands are more clean. Falcon has become Captain America's go-to guy through the course of these movies. Like, he's been fighting for Bucky, but Bucky's sort of been more of a plot point, Bucky's been more of a plot device / plot point, more than an actual hero by his side. But now Bucky has fought by his side, but for the most part, it's been fights over Bucky or fights with Bucky. Sam was always right next to Cap, fighting side by side with him, thick and thin. Sam embodies a lot of Cap's philosophies, and one of the great lines that Cap says to Sam, and Sam says, "I'll try my best," and Cap just looks at him and says, "That's why you have it. That's why you," and he's like, that's why you have it, because I know you'll try your best." And and Sam and Bucky will be right next to him. They're gonna have a great dynamic, and I can't wait to see it more. And to me, it makes perfect sense that Sam got the shield. To me, it made all the sense in the world. Bucky is still unstable, still trying to find his way in this world. He hasn't even been out of the Wakandan fucking memory wiper thing for less than a couple months before a fucking Infinity War happens. Like, he's still unstable. He's way too much blood in his hands. It'd be really hard to be pushing this guy when all people got to do is hit the Google search, and this is the guy who shot Kennedy. Like I love how this is going right over these Bucky guys' head. I love Bucky, love him to death. I prefer him as the Winter Soldier, but it just doesn't work because it's problematic. Like, if you can Google search this guy and see that he killed Kennedy, he killed Howard Stark, that's not good. It's a little problematic, like I said, problematic at best. So it makes sense to pick Falcon. Falcon's a little bit more clean. Falcon's a lot more clean. Falcon is his go-to man. Falcon respects and honors his philosophies. And Falcon will, and he knows that Falcon will try his best to live up to his legacy. So that is my opinion why Falcon was the right choice, was the good choice, and it's going to lead up to very great dynamics in their show and on in the MCU of Winter Soldier trying to Falcon, and it's going to give Falcon a great story arc. It's going to be a great story arc that if I was the MCU, I would play the long game with it. A Falcon doubting himself, a Falcon feeling like he can't live up to Cap's legacy. And that's going to be great. And Winter Soldier finding himself and finding his own niche and, supporting Falcon and being to Falcon what Falcon was to Cap. And it's going to be a great dynamic. It's going to be fun to watch. I can't wait for it. But that's my opinion on the Falcon or Bucky situation. I think they chose properly. I think they chose properly so that both characters can have more story to tell. Because Winter Soldier doesn't need the shield to have more story to tell. And for Falcon, this just makes him have a new story, a new, more interesting thing to watch about him. So, thank you for joining me in the Comic Game Movie Show. Did you like the choice of Falcon to replace Captain America? Why or why not? Comment below, let me know. Remember, spoiler warning. Thank you. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.